What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 1. Uh, with, Welcome to the Group E halftime show of Group E of the Group Stage of the 2022 World Cup here in Qatar. Um, we had two great games. Other than day, we had really good games of was it Group F. If you haven't checked those highlights, I've also made a video about that earlier today. So let's look at this matchup. Both games were really good. So I'll start off with games I want to see. So right now we're start off with Germany and Costa Rica. Germany has a 1-0 over Costa Rica. A really good game. Germany had a really good Scotland, by the way. They played really good in the first half. I just thought that they played really extremely conservative, which is actually good there if Germany because in this situation. I'll be talking about who needs to advance, whatnot, what's the outcomes of these both games later on in this video, but I want to bring my thoughts. And then Costa Rica, just I don't know if it's just that they tried to play, but they were a little bit aggressive last, maybe around the 32 marker to maybe the 40th marker, maybe. They were aggressive last maybe 8, 9 minutes of the game, but they were a bit aggressive, not aggressive in the first 20 minutes of the game, but they were trying to, quickly pass that. A couple corners where they, at one corner, I think, later, like maybe when when, when it close to halftime, the second was about halftime, plus half time, so they had probably just go, but then obviously some headers there, so there's some instances there. But overall, good game between the two. I can't wait what second half comes out. Like I said, Germany has a 1-0 lead over Costa Rica. The other match going on is Japan versus Spain. Spain has a 1-0 lead over Japan, hand in half. This was another great match. I mean, Spain had really good, uh, like in Germany. Both Germany and Spain had early goals around the 10th, 11 meter mark, minute mark for both teams, and it's really what that's what the score is right now at this point. Japan had some yellow cards, 2 or 3 yellow cards in the second, especially like the last 10 minutes of the game. I was like, man, man. Like, which is good, kind of haunt in Japan a bit, but Spain is really good at because of the early goal from Morata. It was also, I think Spain was telling, and Japan had some good drives too, where they were able to score also a couple of little misses, but they had some drive. But Spain, both teams had good drive. As this, the moment that Spain scored the goal, I think they had a couple of drives where they thought they could play really good, conservative, but we'll see how that goes. And so, really, now the question is who gets advanced to the next round, right? So, who gets advances? Who advances? So, if you would look at the standings right now, it look as of now, it is that Spain leads. All right, and let's see here. Yeah, so Spain with 7 points with 8 goal difference. Let's see here. Germany with 4 points with 0 goal difference, and you have Japan and Costa Rica tied. So here's scenario goes out for both scenarios. So here we go. Spain, if they can maintain this 1-0 lead over Japan and win this game, knowing in the group stage, they'll all will advance. Now, the other hand, for Germany, they need to win this game, okay? They cannot allow Costa Rica to tie this game, cannot allow to win this game, all right? They need to win. So essentially, what's happening is, if it's, so basically right now is where the way the given game's going, and also look at what games played so far the first half, and likely to play in the second half, um, is that if the results hold right now, which is 1-0, both Spain and Germany have a lead over their opponents. Right now, you're looking at Japan and Costa Rica will be eliminated. which means that, well, let me for Spain and Germany. Well, that's very simple. There's a very simple meaning for them. If this case, then the results hold, both Spain and so right now, scores right now is 1-0 between two. Both Spain and Germany has lead over. Spain has a 1-0 lead over Japan as a half. Germany has a 1-0 over Costa Rica at half. You're essentially looking at if the results hold, both Spain and Germany advances, and Costa Rica and Japan will be eliminated. That's the position in the next half. Now, what do you expect in the second half? Um, I mean, that's a good question. Honestly, it's good to come to can both Germany and um, you know, one thing I do say about the second half for both teams, especially from Germany and Spain, I do expect that they will try to maintain the lead and try to score some goals, right? That's what I expect. Okay, I expect Germany to if Germany can Spain can hold to 1-0 win, that'd be awesome. So the vote can advance. But keep in mind that Costa Rica and Japan still have a chance to go on. If Japan wins and Costa Rica comes back with a win, both then you see Spain and Germany could be eliminated. So I do expect Spain and Germany not only to score more goals in the second half, but also expect both teams just to maintain and play really good defense and not allow for Spain don't allow Japan to score more goals. But Germany don't allow Costa Rica to score more goals. So that kind of stuff. That's what I expect. If that's the case, if more goals scored, the better for both Spain and Germany. Like I said, if the results currently hold as of now, and even with a couple more goals, both Spain and Germany can advance. So uh, keep in mind, Spain needs to be so coming up. Got second half of Japan with Spain and Germany was Costa Rica coming second half. Again, like I said, Spain and Germany needs to score more goals or try to maintain a good defense if they are able to score some goals to keep the victory and send them off to the round of 16. So second half will be underway in just a few minutes, shortly actually. So I'm Sports One, and thanks for listening.